So I want to talk a little bit about how I got started in MMA. Not like my origin story, I've talked about that a lot, but how my training started. Because we get a lot of people who come to the gym and they discover this new sport of MMA. They're really into it, they love it, and they're like, yes, this is the best thing in the world. Totally agree, you're not wrong. But then what happens is you start turning up like 3, 4, 5 times a week, and you think like, there's so much I don't know, there's so much I have to learn, and you're trying to make up for all of this lost time. Unless you've already done a bunch of martial arts and have a background in it, then when you walk into the gym for the first time, you don't have a clue what's going on, because you're suddenly being thrown into these scenarios that everybody else knows what they're doing, and you are just clueless, and you're going to feel lost for a while. First of all, let me just say that is normal. That's normal. When you come for the first time, you're going to feel lost and confused and like you have no idea what's going on, but I promise you it will get better in 3 to 6 months. But on the plus side, everybody around you has been there. So if you feel like everyone knows what's going on and you don't, you're right. And everybody around you knows that. And gets it and has been there too. It's part of the process, it's part of the journey, and everyone has to go through it. So don't rush it, don't rush the process. Because the other thing that happens is you try to make up for all of this lost time and then you burn out. So we see this all the time as well. You turn up to the gym, you're really excited, you go ham with it, and you just start training like mad. And maybe you progress really quickly because you're going so hard. But because you're not used to it, because maybe you don't have the fitness base for it, or maybe your life schedule can't actually accommodate going to the gym, 5 times, 10 times a week, whatever crazy thing you're doing, eventually you're going to burn out. You're going to lose energy, you're going to lose motivation, you're going to be sore and tired all of the time because you've suddenly scaled up so quickly, so fast that your body or life or mentality can't sustain that. Much, much better to focus on consistency than quantity. When I first started training, and a lot of people ask this and are really surprised by this, I was just training once a week. And I wanted to train more, but I couldn't. My life was too busy. I was a brand new mom. I was getting a master's degree. I was so busy that I couldn't really facilitate more than 1 time a week. And I stayed at just 1 time a week for a while, like several months. But I still progressed and I still loved it and it still went really well. And I was obsessed with it. I spent all week long, Wednesdays were my day. I spent all week long just like looking forward to Wednesday. On Thursday, I'd be really bummed because I had to wait a whole other week for my next session. But eventually my time came around and I started adding another session a week, and I was going twice a week and then 3 times a week. And then I started competing and I started going 4 and 5 and 6 and however many times a week. And now as a professional, I don't even know how many times I train a week. I average it's somewhere between 7 to 12 depending on the week and depending on if I'm in fight camp. But never ever ever would I recommend to a new person coming to the gym to train 7+ times a week unless you have a crazy fitness base and you've already been training a whole lot somewhere else. Yeah? So all that to say, scale up slowly. Hold yourself back if you need to a little bit, because it's so much better to be consistent and continue long term than to overdo it and burn yourself out early and miss out on the potential that you might have otherwise.